everybody, hope everyone's doing well. So today I am going to plant a few things in a couple flower beds. This one and that one over there. But I'm gonna do no. Oh my god, we just got these puppies and they are chewing on everything. Oh no, no. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to fill these flower beds with some soil. Now, my husband John purchased some soil. No. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta have to put these outside of the gate. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Basil. Good girl. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up with some of our native soil, and our native soil is very clay-like. So once the water hits it, it just turns into like cement. It's so I don't know what you want to call it, but it's like clay. So what I'm going to do is mend it with some organic amendment soil. I think it has like all kinds of manure, chicken manure and horse manure, and just all different types. So I'm going to mix that in, and I'm only going to put it at the bottom. I'm not going to fill the whole thing. And then I have some potting soil that I'm going to mix it in with, because I don't know if that's going to work. Like I said, I've never done any kind of gardening, so this is the first time gardening in this area. I don't think they've ever. I know that we've never had a garden or anything growing in this area. So I'm excited to start planting things in this area and making this area look beautiful and green and lush. So the top of that flower bed still needs to be painted. So I'm going to go ahead and paint that and then fill this up. So I think I'm going to fill this up first because it's going to get pretty hot, and at least if I get this done, then I'll be happy. And then if I don't get that done right away, then it's not a big deal. But at least I'll get one done, and let's just get started. Okay, so I accidentally poured a little bit too much paint, just a little bit too much. So I'm going to go ahead and paint all the tops of the flower beds that need to be painted, just so I don't have to waste this paint. And that's pretty much it. So let's just get those tops painted. now that I got everything painted and this flower bed is dry, I'm just going to go ahead and level it and pour the conditioning treatment, which is that compost, and I'm going to mix it in with the clay and some potting soil. And I think this one I'm going to save for some broccoli and some cauliflower and some my fall garden. So I'm probably going to prep it and get it ready for my fall garden. And then in that little square one, I'm going to put some pumpkin and some butternut squash that I started from seeds, and now they've outgrown their containers a long time ago. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started on leveling this and measuring it out and making sure it's even. Okay, so it took me a lot longer to level this flower bed than anticipated. And it is getting so warm out here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this little flower bed and get out of this heat. So let's get started on that. Hey everybody, so it is the next day, and what happened was I set up the box in the wrong location, and so John came out and saw that the box is filled with soil. Thank God I didn't plant anything yet, but it was filled with all the soil and everything, and he said, "You have it in the wrong spot." So I was so hot, it was so freaking hot. So I moved the box to the proper location of where it's supposed to be at, because we have a map. We already mapped out this garden, so we have all the flower beds in a particular area, and we rototilled the ground in certain areas where the boxes were gonna be, so that way we could put that soil conditioning treatment, that compost manure, and mix it in with the soil. So I moved it, and it's not a big deal. And then I moved some of the plants from the other little garden to this garden, just to make it starting to look like a garden. And these bags right here, I have mini eggplant, and oh my goodness, the mini eggplant are so cute. Let me show you what they look like. Look how cute that is. It's so little. I have so many eggplant, and believe it or not, I did not like eggplant growing up. I didn't like the smell of it. I didn't like the texture of it. I didn't like anything about eggplant. And then as I got older, I just started liking it. I started really enjoy eating eggplant. So This year I grew so many different kind of eggplant. Let me show you all the different eggplant that I grew. I mean, it's been quite a journey, but it's been so much fun. And then I found out that my tomato plants have blight, which I didn't know what blight was until I Googled it. And I've been trying to figure out what was going on with my tomato plants and why they were dying. And then I found out, and they said that and all these websites that I read, it said that you have to cut out the dead leaves and burn it or throw it in the garbage. So I just put it in a bucket. I'm gonna throw it in the garbage somewhere. But look how thin and sparse they look. I don't really know what to do because I don't really know anything about tomatoes. This is all new to me. But let me show you all the different eggplants. So this is another mini eggplant right here. So cute. So what I like to use these eggplants for I like to put them in curries, in different Thai curries. And look at this one. This eggplant right here, I put this one in green curry, Thai green curry. Oh my goodness, it's so delicious. And now these little eggplant, I don't know what to put them in right here. Look how tiny they are. Yeah. So now I don't know if it's supposed to be this small, but look how it's just so tiny. So let's see what else I have. Oh, and then I have these white eggplant, which look pretty cool. They almost look like eggs. Look at that. How neat is that? A white eggplant. I don't know how to cook that one, so I'm gonna have to look it up on different recipes. But all of my squash are doing so good. I have harvested so many squash from these squash plants. This is the yellow squash, and these are the seedlings. I planted these seedlings and I put them right into the soil, and I'm so excited. So, and this side right here is the green squash, and look at that. Look at that big ass squash right there. You see that? I can't see it in the camera, but it's right there. I don't know if you could see that. Here, let me focus the camera a different way. There you go. Look at that. It's such a good sized zucchini. Harvested a bunch of zucchini already from here, so that's awesome. And cucumber. I have a bunch of cucumber. So I have, look at all these little, I need to harvest all these baby pickle and cucumbers. And I have some huge cucumbers also. Like there's one cucumber that's ginormous. Let me go see. There, look at that big cucumber. I need to harvest that one. There's a couple of them. There's another one back in there somewhere. There it is, right there. Right there. So, yeah. The garden's actually, for my second garden, it's not too bad. I'm bummed out about the tomatoes, but it's all right. Oh, and I have so many melons. Look at all the melons. Look at all these melons. So many. Now that one's still a baby. I don't know. And then there's one right here. And then there's so many different, like I have so many flowers. There's one right here. I don't know if I should be knocking down some of these flowers because there are so many flowers on this melon plant. Like, look at all those. There's so many, and I don't know if it has enough nutrients for all of them. I mean, there's another little melon right there. So yeah, this is all a learning process because prior to doing this landscaping and homesteading, I was a hairstylist for 28 years and I loved it. I loved everything about it. I really loved the coloring part of it, the artistic part of it, of coloring the hair and changing the colors and doing unique styles and things like that. I really enjoyed it a lot. But then the pandemic hit and I started having like hip problems from, pumping up the chair and things like that. So I talked to my husband about it and we were already in the process of purchasing this landscape company. So I thought, what the heck? The pandemic hit and then I might as well take this leap and try a different career. So it's been slow going. Oh, we got some strawberries, but I've been enjoying it for the most part. The first year was the most difficult because I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't like working outside because I didn't like sweating all over the place, and I wasn't used to that. And I just also wasn't used to not talking to people. I spoke to people, you know, I don't know, spoke to different people a day, probably like 5 or 6 people a day for 2 hours a day, each person. And you know, you get to learn a lot about someone. So when you're doing this gardening business, there's no one to talk to, there's no one to interact with. So it's kind of lonely every once in a while, but that's all right. Well, I hope everyone's doing well. I kind of just ranted there for a minute about nothing, but I just wanted to give you an update on how that little planter box went. There's so many things I still need to do. I'm going to complete these flower beds right here. These flower beds over here still need to be painted. Right here, those still need to be painted. Look at the puppies. The puppies are so stinking cute. They're being so good. One's named Basil. Right, oh, there's Basil. Basil's the lighter color one, and this darker German Shepherd looking one, her name is Tula. We were calling her Tulip, but then Tula kind of stuck. So they're so good right now. They're just tired and pooped out. But yeah, so that's how the garden's going, and that's how this is how it's going so far. So I'm going to get those planter boxes painted, and I'm also going to reupholster a cushion for the buggy. I have one cushion left to go, and I just wanted to show you how I did it. And I'm going to do that inside in the air conditioning in my little office space. So let me just get started on painting these boxes, and then I'll show you how I upholstered some cushions. All right, so okay, so these are the things that I picked up from our supply store. I just picked up this fabric. John cut me out this piece of wood for the bottom part and the foam. And then I have a staple gun, some staples, a Sharpie, and a knife. And the knife is to cut the foam. I tried scissors. I tried a rotary blade. And then what I remembered was when the gal was cutting it at the fabric shop, she used like this electric knife, and it had kind of a serrated edge. So we have this. I'm going to use this, and it works just fine. So what I did was I just put the piece of wood on there, and then I just traced it. Just made a little line, and I never done this before, so this is the first time. Just gonna make sure. Even. Yeah. Okay. So now all you do is just cut it. Ooh. It's easier just to do one way like that. Okay. Okay. There has to be an easier way to cut this. This is not that easy. Okay. There we go. So that is done. All right, so So now you just go ahead and pick a piece of wood on there. And then what I did is I just took the fabric. Now I already cut this fabric because I cut all the fabrics while I was reupholstering the other cushion. And I just place it right on there. Is this the right way? Nope, wrong way. Flip it over. Okay. So there we go. Alright, and then I flip it back over. And I just pull it nice and tight. And then I just go ahead and hopefully I have enough staples. So then I just staple this side. And I pull it nice and tight. So that way hold it too tight. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, now so exciting. Now I want to reupholster everything. Anything that needs some cushion reupholstery, I just want to play around with it. Alright, so yeah, just like a present. So now these corners, I think this is, so now what I do is I just take it. I'm sure my sister's watching this. My sister is really good at sewing. She is so good at sewing. And she's probably watching me do this thinking like, what the heck is she doing? But I'm reupholstering some cushions. So, I mean, my sister and my dad ran a furniture company. So of course they know how to reupholster cushions, but I went into the hair industry, so well, I didn't learn that trade, unfortunately. But I do know how to sew. My dad repairs sewing machines and quilting machines. For a living, and so we've kind of always been around it, my sister and I. Alright, so I'm going to do, just to make it look nice, I'm just going to fold in these edges. I mean, no one's going to see the bottom, but you know, I know what it's going to look like. I mean, this does not look pretty, but it's all right. Now, I'm sure I could cut off some of that material, but you know, it's okay. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Looks like we might be out of staples. Let's see. Okay, I just had to fix the staple gun. It got jammed up, so. All right. I need to get a new staple gun. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. All right. Almost done. That didn't take me too long, but I think I'm running out of staples, and I don't think I have any more staples. That is. Okay. So tight. Okay. I'm sure I could cut off all this excess, but I'm not going to. Because what if I need it for later? There you go. And it's completed. That's not too bad. And it didn't take too long at all. And it's nice and tight. And I wrapped it up just like a present. Now I didn't have enough fabric, but that's okay. I mean, I do have some scrap right here, so I could, if I wanted to, I could just put some scrap fabric on there, but this is the bottom half. No one's gonna see it, and I'm just happy it's complete. Now all the cushions are completed, so all we have to do now is finish with the parking brake, the emergency brake, spray paint it, and then we could take it over to all the locations and just start using it to water all of the containers. I think we're mainly going to use it at one location, and it's the one that we have the most containers. That's probably where we're going to use it the most at. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, just jump into something new if you're thinking about doing something new or trying out something, or just kind of gives you inspiration to garden or reupholster cushions, or or whatever. So thank you for watching. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.